question number 5 is again based on a passage which is given. Okay, so I'll read out the passage first. I had imagined the British Isles to be so compact and the English people to be so enlightened that before I came here I thought that England would reverberate from one end to another with Tennyson's sonorous strains. I felt that wherever I went in this tiny island I would encounter Gladstone's oratorial skills, Tyndall's scientific wisdom, Carlyle's wondrous thought. Conceptualized English people of all age groups as relishing nothing but intellectual pleasures. There are wine shop galore. Whenever I go out, I spot masses of shoe stores, tailors, butchers, toy shops, but alas, very few bookstores, and this never ceases to astonish me. So that was the passage. The question is, question number 5. Which of the following words is not a synonym for reverberate? Reverberate is the word that's used in the passage. Reverberate, and your options are A, resound, B, redound, C, resonate, and D, re-echo. Resound, redound, resonate, re-echo, and the correct answer is of course redound. So option B is the correct answer, redound. So all the other words essentially means to resonate or reverberate, which is basically the meaning of a sound which travels and hits us again and again for sometimes, for a little span of time. But redound is nothing related to this. Redound means to be to give something with generosity, to be generous. Yeah. So option B is the correct answer. Continuing with number 6. What is the meaning of galore? Again, galore is used in the passage. A, inexpensive locations. B, in great demand. C, in prominent places. D, in profusion. So these are the options. The correct answer is D, in profusion, which in sufficient amount, in great numbers, in large numbers. So in profusion is the correct answer to the question. So galore means in profusion. Question number 7. What is the tone of the last 3 sentences of the passage? The options are A, sympathetic, B, empathetic, C, bathetic, and D, pathetic. Right. So sympathetic, empathetic, bathetic and pathetic, and the correct answer is pathetic. So D is the correct answer. Pathetic because it clearly expresses that the author is disappointed, is greatly so he is disappointed that he could not find any bookshop, because he was expecting that England would be filled with this intellectual energy, but he couldn't. He could rarely find even a bookshop in the place that he was staying. Instead, there were a lot of shops of tailors and clothes and shoes and everything else, but the intellectual energy or the intellectual aspect that he was very much in expectation of, he could not find. So this expresses his disappointment, his annoyance at this fact, and therefore and it clearly says, alas, it never ceases to astonish me. Wherever I go out, I spot masses of shoe stores, tailors, butchers, toy shops, but alas, very few bookstores. So therefore pathetic is the right answer. Pathetic basically means to be sarcastic or to have an ironic twist at the end. So if there was such a twist or such a tone at the end, then the answer would be pathetic. But since it is just expressive of disappointment, so the answer is pathetic. Question number 8. Who wrote the play Timon of Athens? A. Christopher Marlowe, B. William Shakespeare, C. Ben Jonson, and D. John Webster. So these are your options, and the correct answer is of course William Shakespeare. Shakespeare is the author of Timon of Athens. Question number 9. What factor is common to W.B. Yeats, T.S. Eliot, Virginia Woolf and James Joyce? What factor is common to W.B. Yeats, T.S. Eliot, Virginia Woolf and James Joyce? What is common between all these authors and writers? Okay. A. All of them are Irish authors. B. All of them are late Victorian authors. C. All of them are modernist authors. And D. All of them are postmodernist authors. So these are your options. The correct answer is C. All of them are modernist authors. So all of these people, Yeats, Eliot, Virginia Woolf and James Joyce, are considered the authors of the modernist age. So they are all modernist authors. So the correct answer is option C. Question number 10. Consider the following two statements. So statement 1, in Wordsworth's poem Daffodils, the poet expresses his satisfaction that daffodils are cultivated as a major agricultural product in England. That's statement 1. Statement 2 says, the daffodils symbolize for the poet the beauty and solace of nature. statement 2. So statement 1 is, in Wordsworth's poem Daffodils, the poet expresses his satisfaction that daffodils are cultivated as a major agricultural product in England. And statement 2 says, the daffodils symbolize for the poet the beauty and solace of nature. The question is, choose the correct option from below. A. Both 1 and 2 are correct. B. Both 1 and 2 are incorrect. C. 1 is correct but 2 is incorrect. And D. 1 is incorrect but 2 is correct. The correct answer is, of course, D. 1 is incorrect but 2 is correct. So option D is the correct answer, because if you have read the poem Daffodils, it is all about the poet strolling in the valleys and hills of England, and then he spots a huge belt of daffodil flowers by the lake, and he is mesmerized by the beautiful sight of so many daffodils at one place, and he starts imagining, comparing them with stars in the galaxies, and describes the beauty of the flowers and how it provides him joy and peace, even when he is removed from this particular place, and in the current situation when he is with other people, but when he is alone and he is lying in a pensive, melancholic mood, when he is sad, the memory of these daffodils provide him joy and peace. So therefore daffodils symbolize for the poet the beauty and solace of nature. So that is correct. So statement 2 is correct, but the poem doesn't say anything about the daffodils being a major agricultural product of England, or the poet doesn't express his happiness about the flowers being an agricultural product or anything. So option 1 is not correct. Option 1, this aspect is not even mentioned in the poem. So option 1 is not correct. Statement 1 is not correct. Statement 2 is correct. So option D, 1 is incorrect and 2 is correct, is the correct answer. So option D is the correct answer. So that was a solution from question number 1 to question number 10. In the next video we will continue from question number 11.